Today on Homebrew Terrain, we're going to do something a little bit different. This isn't actually technically terrain. It's more of a this. That's right. It's a puppet. So one of the things that I don't tell people is that I can actually turn my skills into all kinds of crazy things, and I make puppets as well as terrain and, homes and stuff.
Hey, my name is Aaron, and welcome to Homebrew Terrain.
So this video isn't going to be as linear as some of my other videos have been in the past. This one's just kind of more of a documenting what I was doing while I went wrong. It wasn't really a step-by-step how-to, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm doing as I go. Okay, step one. Making a Greyseer puppet for 2+ Tough Doug. I have been commissioned to do this, so here we go. And we're going to start with cardboard from Lowe's, because that's what we use. This is my little puppet studio here that I have, and we'll it's really just a corner of my bedroom. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing, and this will be the behind-the-scenes video. All right, here we go. So first what we're going to do here is we're going to start by making the mouth shape out of the cardboard. So I'm just going to cut strips and use this to make a big mouth shape, and then I'm going to double up the cardboard on both sides because it makes it thicker. Now I know you're asking yourself why not foam and all the cool stuff that you can do when you make these really awesome puppets, but because the fact is, like everything else that I do here at Homebrew Terrain, we just make it out of what we've got, and this is or what you can easily get, and this is a moving box that I used to move. So yeah, this is just gonna go in the garbage anyway, so let's make it into something awesome. So step number first is we're gonna cut out the actual mouthpiece here. Now this is gonna actually determine the entire shape of the puppet itself. So I figured Doug and I have a lot in common. Hands are probably pretty close to the same size, so I made it about 5 inches by 5 inches square, and I'm going to trim the top off so that it has kind of more of that rat-shaped face. But here's what you do. You basically cut a chunk out of this cardboard. Now you notice that the cardboard has striations that go this way. I'm going to cut it out, flip it over, which is why I made it square. And then I'm going to cut it this way, and then I'm going to have these two pieces be the top piece. It makes it much stronger and much more resilient, so when I go to trim it all off, it'll look really nice. And then I'm going to make another one, so there'll be 4 pieces total, and then you glue 2 for the top and 2 for the bottom. Pretty cool beans. So now that I've got the top and bottom glued together, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my hand in here like this. You measure it out. So there's a couple of inches there between my fingers and the top of the thing. And I do that just in case Doug's hand is a lot longer than mine, which I don't think it is. But in this particular case, yeah, so again, it's about 5 inches or so. And then we know that I'm going to take this line here, I'm going to trim it up into like a rat-shaped face. So it's going to have like a muzzle. And that's how it's going to go. All right, so there we go. Now that I have the top piece cut out, I'm going to cut out the bottom piece using the top piece as a template. But here's the fun part. Because I know for a fact that I want this guy to have massive gnashing teeth, and they're going to overlap over the top of the bottom jaw. So I'm going to need the top piece to be a little bit bigger than the bottom jaw. So I'm going to draw this as a template, and then I'm going to cut on the inside of it for probably about a 1/2 inch. That way I get a good solid 1/2 inch for the teeth that I'm going to create out of felt, so they don't actually hurt anybody. Okay, so I got the bottom jaw cut out here, and again, the striations of the cardboard are in separate ways. I got one going one way, one going the other way. I'm going to glue them together, and that'll be the bottom jaw. And then once the bottom jaw is done, it will sit on the bottom of the top jaw like thusly. Thusly, this is how it will sit, so when the jaws will open. Rawr, rawr, rawr. We'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so now I'm doing the upper jaw, or the upper part of the head here. This is the upper mouth. This is going to be the part that you see, and the teeth are going to be coming off of here. So what I do now is I kind of glue it in little sections and let it cool, and then pull it tight across here, because I want this to be nice and tight. And then I'm going to put some black felt in here for the the throat, basically where the food goes down. And then I glue this piece on separately right here. What I'll do is I'll put it like this, and then I'll close the jaw like that, because there will be a little bit of a fold here, and it creates a little bit of a height difference. So if you don't close it when you're gluing it together, what you end up doing is making it super, super tight right here on this crease, and you can't close without stretching or ripping the felt. So you want to give a little bit of a gap right here so that the mouth can close easily. Just a little bit, not too big. But you want it to be able to do that. So what I do is I glue it to the top piece first, which I've already done about halfway. And then I'm going to finish gluing it here, and then I'll fold this in half, and then I'll glue the bottom half on, and that's how we make the jaw. And I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. So here we have it. The top jaw and the bottom jaw are all set in place. Now you see here I basically cut the felt and glued it to the bottom. It actually gives it more stability and makes it a little easier to deal with. But this is it right here. So yeah. And then the hand, of course, I'm right-handed, so yeah. So this is how it's going to work, like this, yeah. Now we add the tongue and the teeth and all the rest of the good goings on, yeah. Yay! Here we go. And here you have it. The inside of the mouth is done. I got his tongue and, of course, his throat done. And then that's, of course, the Skaven symbol on his tongue, kind of burnt there, I'm sure, by something horrible. It's the little details. So anyway, so yeah, this is what it's going to be like. So when you put your hand in there, it's going to be like this. Rah, rah, rah. Ah, what's up? Ah. Okay, so that's the inside. Now we're going to work on the head shape and the gums and the teeth. Yay! So here we have it. I have the teeth here, and what I'm doing is I'm literally gluing them in right here, and then I'm going to wrap the gums around them. So he's going to have teeth that go all the way down to, like if you fold this in half here, he's going to have teeth that come all the way to here because, hey, you know what, Skaven, and they're very unpleasant with their toothy faces. So yeah, what I'm doing to make the teeth though is really simple. I'm just cutting out 2 triangles. You know, like little triangles, and then I'm cutting one in half, and then I hot glue them so that they all kind of meet together and they form this sort of wedgy tooth thing like this. Stuff them with a little bit of cotton, and then fill them up, and then hot glue them in place, and that's exactly how they're going to go. I assume that he'll probably have maybe, I'm going to give him an uneven amount, but I'm assuming he'll probably have maybe like 4 or 5 teeth on each side. Yeah. And then the Skaven symbol on the tongue that was probably burned there by somebody when he was just a young lad. But now look at him. Now he's a big toothy bastard. Alright. I'll show you the teeth when they're done. Okay, so here we have it. The upper jaw is done with the teeth. I'm only going to put like the 5 teeth in here. I like that because it's odd number, and because looking at the photographs and stuff, but I'm noticing that all the Skaven usually only have like 2 or 3 various teeth with which they can stick out of their face. The rest of them most have been busted off because bites and whatever. And there should be some on the bottom here, but I'm not going to put any on the bottom jaw just because obviously the mouth has to be able to close, and if I did that then it wouldn't be able to. So yeah, I'm going to stick with just the top teeth, and that's going to be the way it is right there. There you go. And so now I'm going to work on building the gums around the upper thing here. But before I do that, I'm going to put the padding on the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to put in the hooks. So I actually have, I'll put a piece of felt padding right here, and then I'll put a little loop right here so you can stick your hand in here. Otherwise, when you go to do it, it just, because of cardboard and whatever, it'll just slip off. So it's easier to have something wrapped around your hands and you can talk. That way he can get all crazy on the cheese whiz and talk about it. Anyway, so yeah, that. Yay! And so here you can see that I am just wrapping the teeth in the felt that makes up the gums. So you'll be able to see it has pink gums, and that'll be the, it's all gummy. Anyway, I'm gonna trim that all off now so that it'll look really cute. And it's the little details, just the little things that make a big difference. Now, you're not going to see the gums too much. They'll just kind of poke out a little bit from underneath the jawline when we get it all put together. But whenever he opens his mouth to flash that it's there, it adds a little something to the puppet each time. All right, so just let you know, that's another little detail. There it is. Okay, so here we are. Now I've got the top piece put on and the bottom piece put on, so now you got the little strap for the thumb. It makes it a lot easier to manipulate. See, you got the felt on the top, so you put the hand in there. It's a lot cleaner. So yeah, and when you see him talking, yes, he's like, stab, stab, yes, yes, for the great rat, yes. Yeah, okay, that. So here I have the lower jaw. I cut it out, basically, just took a piece of cardboard and created the jaw, and then a little titch right there for the beard's going to be, his little muffy face is going to be. And then, of course, wrapped it all around. I just folded it in half and cut it out so that it has reciprocity on both sides. And that'll be his lower jaw. Once I get it all glued into place, it'll be ready to rock and roll. And there we have it. The jaw is now firmly in place. So we have the upper mouth. Now it doesn't close all the way because the teeth aren't so outset. I actually set them in a little too closely. I tried curving them so that the jaw would be able to close all the way, but apparently I didn't do a good enough job. So the jaw doesn't close all the way, which I guess is all right. I mean, after all, he's a Skaven, and they're too busy drooling on themselves anyway. So yeah, there it is. Yes, stab, stab. Eat money, Webstone. I just realized in this whole thing that I've been filming this way wrong. Oh well, screw it. So here we have the puppet so far. Again, this is what I did last night, and I'm on day 2 now of the build. So this is the back part of it where you put your hands, and this is the jowls right here. So this is all going to be covered in a faux fur. I have to head over to the store and pick up some more specific fur felt for this. But yeah, that's his bottom area there. And so yeah, this is how it works. So you got your little thumb slot there, and then you got the top piece for the hand to go into. Now what I'm working on is I'm building the front of his face here. So this is the part where his nose would connect. So it's gonna go like right here, and so you can see he's kind of sneering just a little bit. And it's gonna roll up to here. His eye will sit right here, and there'll be a socket there for his eyeball. This will not be a blinking model though, because I didn't want to put in all the extra stuff. One of the biggest things about working with cardboard and felt as opposed to foam and whatever is that this is very heavy. And over time, the more stuff you start adding to these puppets, the more extremely difficultly heavy they get. Like for instance, I have the very first one that I ever built here. This is my puppet, and I will keep her forever and always. This is Violet. Hello! Anyway, so Violet has, of course, a lovely top hat. She's all gothed out, and yeah, she's pretty cool. I love Violet. Hey, what's up, everybody? Anyway, so yeah, I did a lot of work on her, got her all really cooled out. But one of the things about Violet that's really important to note is that she's got a really thick skull here. It's made out of cardboard. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this guy as well. And she's got a hat that's made out of cardboard, and everything's made out of cardboard. And it doesn't really seem like it's a whole lot, but after a little while of holding Violet and doing stuff and talking and having fun and, making this a thing, she gets very heavy, with the collar and the hair and everything. And eventually, your hand starts to lean back, and you're kind of happy when you take it all off. Anyway, so this is Violet, and she's pretty weighty for a little hand puppet. I love her though. She's one of my first puppets that I ever made. She was a huge learning experience. And yeah, so I'm trying to negate a lot of the weight with this guy, and also making handholds and all kinds of little things that I learned along the way. All right, so that's what we're doing, and I'll show you when this is all put up and installed. Yay! Here we go. Okay, so here we have it. I have the top part of the jaw done. I'm sorry, the muzzle done. I got his face going on here, and I got his nose put on. And literally what I did was I just cut a triangular piece of cardboard here, and I covered it with the felt and then hot glued it into place, so you can't really see too well there. Let's see if I can get in some lighting in there. Yeah, there we go. So that's what it looks like inside there. It's just a piece of cardboard, like a triangle shape, and you know where you wrap it and shape it, and then you put the felt over it. And the nose is double felted, so it's got felt on top and bottom. That way you can see inside the nose, and that way. And I put some bottom teeth on there because it's not going to close anyway, so we might as well have them. Because if you look at the picture, you know he's got teeth both on top and bottom. So that's what I did. So this is the state of it all right now, and yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and throw on the nose and the eye. I'm sorry, the nose. I'm going to throw on the eyes and the fur and the ears and the horns and all that good stuff. I probably won't get to the horns tomorrow just because the eyes and the fur are going to be their own, thing. But anyway, this is what it looks like. Yay! This is what it looks like. Woohoo! So hopefully Doug digs this and something he really likes. All right. Okay, so here we have, I put on the eyes. So what I basically did was just glued the eyes together, so they're just circles of felt glued on top of each other. And then I glued them onto where I felt they should be, on either side. So it, for a few seconds there, it kind of looked like a deranged squirrel. But this side, of course, the eye is all white and blind because of the warp taint that's coming out of him, and this is all the crackles of the warp taint kind of crackling across his skin. I thought that was kind of cool. I gave him the crazy hairy eyebrow, which of course every Skaven needs. He's going to have one on the other side as well. This part right here is just a triangle that I made out of this little pieces right here. So this is the bottom, and then there's going to be one on either side like this and this. And then this is where the horn starts. And so the horns are both going to come out of right there, and then they're going to curl up behind his head. So yeah, he's going to have to be packaged sideways. I think he won't be able to come out of the box like that. Anyway, so yeah, that's the puppet so far, and he'll look a lot like this. So he's actually starting to shape up pretty well, So yeah, there we go, and that's the final that I've got so far tonight. I'm going to finish the other side of this right here, so I'll have crazy bushy eyebrows on both sides, and yeah, that'll be that. Okay, so I said that I was going to go ahead and finish the eyes and stuff, and I did that. So there's the eyeballs, and then there's the little things that I put together there, the tufts on them, with the faux fur on, and there he is so far. And then of course the green crackles of the warp as it's overtaking his face, and all I did here was just made little hot glue tracks across his face, and then I just took strips of green felt and then just slowly tapped them onto that and let them dry, and that's what that's all about. So he's all blinded in one eye. Yep, and there you go. And then of course that's all good to go. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so here you can see that I've created the back strap for his skull plate, and this is where I'm going to attach the ears. I've also cut out this lovely little cardboard piece here after having measured it, and this is going to be the template for the faux fur that I'm going to use down here. I got this. I'm going to cut this out from behind it, and then I'm going to use that to glue in here and create kind of the fuzzy widow's peak. And the reason I did it all, instead of having it just wrap around the top, I did it in sections here and then here on the eyebrows, is because again he's got horns that come out of here, and so when the hair piece comes off the back like this and it wraps around, I want to be able to alter it so that the horns can fit underneath the hair where they need to, and that'll be that. So yeah, and that's the state of this guy right now. He's doing pretty good. Looking good, feeling good, being good, yeah, okay. And yeah, he's ready to rock and roll pretty soon. Okay, so here you can see I have a template for the ear, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to put it on the felt here, or I'm going to cut the felt out, and then I double the felt thick, and then I'm going to put pink on the inside, and then I'm going to glue the two edges together, if I can do this one-handed. Glue the two edges together like that, and then eventually glue these two edges together like that, so it comes out to look like this when the felt's all glued together. It's hard to do this one-handed. And then I'm going to glue it onto the puppet. Anyway, so that's what that'll look like. I'll show you the pieces when we're ready to glue them all together. So here we have it. Mr. Man has got his ears on. There you go. He's got the back strap for the head. I'm going to put that piece right over here. This piece right here, that's going to be the template for the hair. That's going to go down the back, so it's going to cover up this hole right here. But again, I got to leave it loose from the back because the horns. And then he's going to get some earrings, and he's going to get some cool. So yeah, there you go. It's hard to film this thing and do it this way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I can film it from behind. See, that makes it really easy to do. But now I gotta spin it backwards. Really hard. Anyway. I just gotta pull it far enough away you can actually see the jaw action. See, I cut little notches right here and here behind the ear, so when his jaw comes open, it can open up all the way. Not that your thumb can actually do that, but you know, it has the option. He has the options. Yes. Options are always good. Yes. Okay, so here you can see I've got his little faux fur Don King do going on in the back. I got it all worked up here on the front. The hardest part about this is cutting it and getting it to come out, because as you can see, this eyebrow is like super foofy, and this one's kind of a lot less foofy and more trimmed up, probably because he wants to see better out of this eye than because he's blind in this one. Anyway, so yeah, when you trim it up, you can see actually the part that I cut right here, like this side here is the part that was just the side of the material, and then this one is the side that I had to cut off to create the widow's peak, if you will, in the middle here. And so that's just something to work with. Also, this stuff sheds like crazy sauce, so when you cut it out, like, it goes everywhere. So if you ever work with faux fur like this, you're gonna have to get a vacuum cleaner. Anyway, so if you can see here, I've just got it flopped in the back here, so the holes are still open. It's not connected to the back end just yet, and the reason I did that is because I need to put the horns in next, and that's what I'll be working on. Okay, so I have the horns made. I just cut out the shape, and then I doubled it, so then I glued them together, and then I made a flat piece for the triangle, basically the triangle piece at the bottom, and just curved it up. And that's how the horns are made, really easy peasy. And now I'm going to create a cuff that's going to go inside here and stick straight out the back. And can't get this guy to keep his head in place. So this is going to stick out the back like that. And then I'm going to glue all the fur on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to glue the felt on to the horn piece, and then I'm going to glue that onto the cuff afterwards. And then I'll glue all this down in place, and then I'll make the back neck wrap, and then it's good to go. And I'll show you the final product when it's all ready to go. Okay, so here is the horn. It's totally done. One side, I'm going to do the other one, which is right there, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to wrap it in the tan felt here, and then I'm going to cut strips out of this one here and create the little zippy thingies and segments. And now you'll see over here on the rat head, I have what I've done is I've created these cuffs right here, because it's much smaller in there than I wanted the horns to be. So I've taken the cuff and I've just basically shoved this in there and let it flare out of the back. So it creates this really cool cube, and then it's going to slide on like this. See how easy that slides on? Woo! And then I'm going to glue it into place. And there'll be some hot gluage going on there. Boom. And it'll all be lock, stock, and ready to rock. And then the hair will come down over the top of it, and life will be good. It's hard to do this with one hand, though. You need two hands for this. And so, yeah, that's what it's going to look like when we're done. And he's going to have a big old horn. He's going to have two of these, and then I'm going to put the backing on the back, and then we're going to package this bad boy up and call it done. All right. Okay, as you can see, I have the horns attached. Yay! They're all good. See when they'll come out. So there you go. It's not that heavy.
Everyone says heavy, not heavy.
So yeah, that would be kind of funny to be like,
Yes, yes,
sorry, yeah, sounds weird. That's something in my throat. Maybe shouldn't have had that Starbucks. Anyway, yeah, my name's Dave, and I'm a Skaven. That's a thing, yeah. So now all I have to do is I have to glue down the back of the hair and create the back piece for the hand, like the round where the neck is, and we're good to go. And this bad boy goes into a box, and we send it to Doug from 2 Plus Tuff, who will then do an unboxing, and hopefully he'll be so astounded by this amazing Skaven Greyseer that he'll just cry tears of manliness. Yeah, or whatever. So yeah, also just as a hot tip, this little thing back here is just to rest. You rest him on your wrist like this, so that the weight of the head sits on your arm rather than trying to hold him all up with your hand. So yeah, you can hold him like this, and talk really easy because the weight, so your thumb is loose, and you can talk with him like this while it's resting on your hand. And then of course, if you want, you can have him be expressive by like tilting his head back and forth just by moving your fingers and yes. Up and down.
yes, we will destroy everyone. Not everyone, just the ones that are us. Like those people who drive really slow in minivans. Yes, those people. Bye-bye.
Okay, so here we have it. I am just putting the final touches on everything before we get this bad boy mailed off tomorrow. So what I have to do now, very simply, is the very last. This is all just cosmetic now. See where these lines are right here where I put the fabric and stuff. I'm going to trim this piece off here, and then I'm just going to put the faux fur coming along here and also along the other side, and that's it. The back of his hair is pinned down now, and the top of his head is completely done. And yeah, there you go. His horns are locked, stocked, and ready to rock. And yeah, he's looking good. Okay, so hopefully I got Doug's address today, and we'll be mailing this bad boy off tomorrow morning. So yeah, Mr. Skaven Greyseer Snaggletooth guy here is definitely on his way tomorrow. It's hard to do this left-handed and film at the same time. Anyway, so there you go. Turn it so your light's not glaring. There we go. So this is what he looks like. Ta-da! Okay, so check it out. This is the end. This is the big reveal at the end. There you go. And this is what it looks like. This is the Snaggletooth guy, Greyseer of the Skaven clan, whatever. And this bad monster is on his way over to Doug from 2 Plus Tuff. And this was purchased by the Foodcry guys, Aaron over there with those dudes. So yeah, there you go. And yeah, there it is. And he can be all, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, and there you go. So yeah, Doug, you can use him as a co-host, I guess. Yeah, that'll work. So yeah, if you have a hard time working with it, you just stick your hand, whatever, and use his horns. Hold his head up somehow. You can take him off camera and be like, yeah, that's it, yeah. You're not showing the anyway. But yeah, so this is your new puppet, and I totally got him all rigged and ready to rock and roll. So I'm gonna send him out tomorrow morning, and we're good to go. And now for something completely different. Actually, they didn't have any boxes. Yeah, I had to manufacture a box. So I'm gonna show you how I did that because it's filler and stuff. Okay. So unfortunately, the UPS store and the post office let me down. They don't have boxes big enough for this monster, so what I have to do is I have to manufacture one. I took a box that I had, an old Christmas box we have here, and I'm going to bust it up to 9 inches tall and make it 25 inches long. So what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to measure up here. I'm going to cut, just basically score along the box here, and then I'm going to fold it over here, and then I'm going to put in this box right here. I'm going to cut that into a 9-inch section right here and glue it to the inside of this box here so it'll have some sort of support and stability. I'm going to reinforce this here where it looks like it's got ripped away here. And yeah, that's going to be the box that I make for this monster to send off to Doug. So Doug, when you see this, you'll see the fact that I had to manufacture everything from the puppet all the way to the box that I shipped it in. There you go. Step 1 is completed. So what I did was I cut a, whatever that is, scored it along here, and I got it up to 9 inches, and I folded it over. So now the box, when it goes, is going to be like this. Ta-da! See how I got that all around? Dang, I'm good. Okay, but the thing is that now you can see there's a big hole in the middle. It's kind of flimsy right here and right there. So what I need to do is I need to get this braced up, and that's where this box comes in. I'm going to cut that into 9-inch strips and hot glue it onto the inside. So now we fire up the hot glue and get this bad boy going, and this thing will be boxed up and ready to go before midnight. Okay, so here we have it. I'm going to go ahead and hot glue this bad boy here, and then I'm going to glue that up to this piece here, and then we're going to call that good. I can actually get the glue to come out. It's hard to do this left-handed. So I'm going to stop filming and actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Well, that worked out nicely. So these pieces here that were too long, these were too long, and I had to cut a section of these off, but it turned out that these pieces here were too short, and so I had to add a section there. So it actually turned out that the section that I cut off from there fit perfectly right here. So yay! How often does that happen? And here we have the top is going to be glued. I glued that all together there, so now we have it. There it is, 9 inches all the way up, all the way around, and then it's got this lovely lid right here. Oh yeah, check out the lovely lid. Anyway, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna basically put the label here with his address, so I'm not gonna film that. So, and then we're gonna just pack this bad boy up, and then I'll have a little note over here letting him know, open this side here, and it's not Christmas anymore. This used to be our old Christmas decorations box, but whatever. We got more decorations this year. Needed a new box anyway. So this, yeah. So this is going to be open up here. Now I got to reinforce the sides. So, because some of the sides on this are splitting, like right here. You see the sides are splitting. So we're going to go ahead and reinforce this side here and all the other ones as well. And then I'll throw in some packaging and whatnot. So as you can see, said puppet fits perfectly. See? So then his little head fits right inside here. And then just there you go. It's good to go. And hopefully it won't get squished in the mail, because, you know, faith in mailing systems and whatever. Alrighty. And here it is, lock, stocked, and ready to rock. We're going to go ahead and get this sent out to Doug, and first thing in the morning. Yay! A fully manufactured box. Alrighty. Oh, there it is. The puppet, and how I built it, and the box, and all that other good stuff. So yeah, if you think you want to try to do something like that, it's a good way to knock it out. You kind of got a good idea of how it has to work now, and yeah, that. So if you have any more questions, concerns, thoughts, or whatever, just drop them in the comments below down there. I'm probably not going to read them anyway. No, I read every comment that everyone leaves me. I think I've gotten 3 comments since my entire channel started. No, Mom, I'm not gonna do that. So, whatever. Barbie dream house. Anyway, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time here on Homebrew Terrain. You're like, nope.
Goodbye.
He's heavy. The missus didn't like that.
Oh, my hand.
Sorry, baby. He's not that heavy.
I have delicate wrists.
Not that heavy.
Yes, I have delicate wrists.
Oh, stop it.
Delicate.
Yes, yes, yes. There you go.